Good morning. The time is 9:10 a.m. A Monday, August 30, 2021. The news headline. A quick read. Adesina sweeping insults on Nigerians. 4 other stories we tracked and why they matter. The news in full. In the wake of the invasion of the Nigerian Defense Academy by terrorists, Special Advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari, Femi Adesina, rather than address the issue at hand, decided to make a sweeping statement by insulting Nigerians for daring to call on Buhari to take charge of the situation. We also tracked 4 other stories which kept Nigerians talking during the week in a review. Enjoy this offering so we come your way next week. Number 1. Adesina sweeping insults on Nigerians. On August 27, Special Advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, in his Facebook column From the Inside, described Nigerians as being ungrateful and unthankful, saying, "What kind of people are we really? Instead of rallying our military, encouraging them and spurring the government further into action, they say the foulest things that can come from the Niger region, spewing expletives and concocting conspiracy theories. They simply forget where we were coming from and where we are now. Ungrateful, unthankful, ungracious." Number 2. Buhari loses the trust of Nigerians. Also, on August 27th, a survey conducted by the African Polling Institute (API) revealed that the trust Nigerians had in President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration has dropped to an all-time low of 26%. The survey was tagged Nigeria Social Cohesion Index Report, where it showed that the 75% Nigerians put the president in 2015 had plummeted in 6 years. The trend analysis reveals a decline in the proportion of Nigerians that feel truly proud of the nation. The trust Nigerians had in President Muhammadu Buhari, which was 75% in 2015, had dropped to 26% in 6 years. The report noted. Number 3. Osinbajo decries apartheid in Nigeria. On August 26th, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo described the discrimination and alienation of Nigerians based on their state of origin as another form of apartheid. In a statement by a senior special assistant on media and publicity, Laolu Akonde, at the National Social Cohesion Dialogue organized by the Africa Polling Institute, Abuja, Osinbajo noted that many Nigerians were denied jobs and admission into educational institutions based on their state of origin. Number 4. Presidency war with Ortom. On August 25, the presidency berated Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom for stirring up hatred among the country's ethnic groups. Governor Ortom has few political principles. Ortom takes the cheapest and lowest route possible by playing on ethnic themes, and in so doing, so knowingly causes deaths of innocent Nigerians by citing farmers against others and Christians against Muslims, Shehu alleged among others. The government versus striking doctors. On August 27th, the Nigerian government directed its Federal Ministry of Health to implement a no-work, no-pay policy for striking resident doctors and other concerned health workers. The directive, which was contained in a letter signed by the Director of Hospital Services, Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. Adebimpe Adebiyi, partly read as follows: "I am directed to inform you to commence the implementation of the no work, no pay policy on the striking doctors, including other workers that may embark on strike consequently." The time is 9:15 a.m. The analysis and why each matters. Adesina's unguarded utterance, by all intents and purpose, further lends credence to several insinuations that the Buhari-led administration would rather play the ostrich than confront the reality of Nigeria's steady march into abyss. It also beggars the place of government owing up to its failures and taking steps to redress the escalating insecurity situation in the country, rather than browbeating the already devastated populace into submission. They prefer to call Nigerians names like ungrateful, unthankful, and ungracious, like the special adviser to President Muhammadu Buhari on media publicity Femi Adesina said in his Facebook column. And that Buhari has lost the trust of about 75% of Nigerians from 2015 up to now. Why that really matters is that the integrity gap also derives from the fact that the government has continued to turn a blind eye to the outcry by Nigerians, especially the burning issues of injustice and inequity, which has given birth to clamours for separation. And that Yemi Osinbajo, the vice president, has been saying that the cries to break up in Nigeria is actually another form of apartheid. Osinbajo's statement raises further concerns over the deepening fault lines in the country and lays bare the pretentious claims to building a cohesive and unified nation when citizens are being denied of their basic rights because of where they actually hail from. His worries also speak to the institutionalized discrimination engendered by the federal character principle, wherein merit has often been sacrificed on the altar of mediocrity. And of recent, the governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, has actually lamented on the issue going on in the country. However, the presidency has said that he is only doing this because he has a cheapest and lowest route by playing on ethnic themes and trying to incite farmers against elders and Christians against Muslims, which can actually cause death of innocent Nigerians. The presidency attack on Governor Ortom, instead of addressing the issue he raised on the vexatious grazing route saga, is another typical example of its penchant for aggressively going on the offensive whenever a dissenting voice goes against their policy. That is, whenever there is anyone going against the policies of the present administration, there is always a means to vexate back on them and bring the offender who is actually voicing out down. And what this means is that President Muhammadu Buhari and his men have continued to demonstrate high level of intolerance, which further heightens fears that its disposition could hurt Nigeria's fledgling democracy. And that is why this must have influenced the drop in percentage of the people that have trust in the President Muhammadu Buhari's regime. The Nigerian Social Cohesion Index report actually showed that 75% trust Nigerians when they put him in president in 2015, but it has plummeted now in 6 years' time. And the government versus the striking doctors, of recent, they have said that any of the doctors that are actually on strike, the implementation of no work, no pay should commence immediately. And the invocation of the no work, no pay policy by the federal government on the striking doctors further suggests the government's insensitivity to plight of Nigerian workers who have been at the receiving end of poor leadership at all times. The time is 9:20 a.m. Good morning.